To start with, according to the State Department, Code number 22, Federal Regulation Section 085, definition of terrorism. Again, the unlawful act of force or violence against individuals, property, to enforce or intimidate governments or societies to achieve political, religious, or ideological objectives. U.S. State Department. This is their definition. Good afternoon, everyone. God bless those who gave their lives for the sake of a new, free, and independent civil Egypt. First of all, I have to address those who have double standard regarding freedom, democracy, and human rights. Our country, Egypt, is facing a severe war against terrorism and religious fascism, sponsored by America and the NATO. However, it is very ironic that the international media is biased, siding with the MB's terrorism and coining with Al-Qaeda and Taliban in their care and interest in the security of the MBs in Egypt. I'll speak about three scenes that sum up and crystallize the truth to the public opinion in case you did not follow them through the independent media. First, the first scene is the torture and the killing of a wounded police officer suffering the agony of death inside a hospital in Matai, Minya. Those whom you call supporters or anti-government protesters of the MBs killed a patient without any mercy, ignoring his cries of pain in front of doctors and nurses in cold blood. This is definitely a crime against humanity. Shame on them and on whoever neglects this inhuman act deliberately. Second, the second scene is the usage of children and orphans in shrouds, as well as young girls of 8, 9, and 10 years old as human shields in those armed sit-ins. Besides exposing women to sexual violence and abuse under the name of jihad and nikah, or marriage for the sake of fighting to glorify Islam. It is worth noting that this is a fake extremist allegation considered totally sinful in Islam. Third, the third scene is the brutal carnage of police officers cutting and burning ruthlessly their corpses after shooting them to death, again in cold blood, inside their police stations, a scene that has been repeated brutally yesterday in Aswan. This is a mutilation crime despised and condemned by humanity. After all this, you still sponsor, finance, and protect terrorists, calling them supporters and peaceful protesters. Dear world, please watch and investigate to reach reality. Otherwise, history and people will never forgive you. At the end, I ask Mr. Barack Obama and the Americans, as well as the European people, to sit for a quiet dialogue with Al-Qaeda and Taliban in order to stop terrorism, violence, and bloodshed in the world. By the way, we Egyptians are mourning our soldiers, refusing condolences till justice is retained and settled. Thank you for your attention.